thoughts about Anthony Wilkes. I thank my wife and sister-in-law for honoring me with his testimony. I don't think Tony would be very comfortable if he had a sister who is not the type of person who wants to be the center of attention. I expect his reaction to be something along the lines of, "What are you making such a fuss about?" However, the fuss is certainly well-deserved, because he was a man who, in his own low-key and quiet way, was a devoted husband, a proud, caring father, grandfather, and great-grandfather who would love to have his kids visit. No matter what your relationship was to Tony, brother, sister, nephew, niece, in-law, or friend, you knew that you could rely on him to be a great help if needed. He would not force the issue, but if you asked for his opinion or advice or a helping hand, you could be sure that he would be there to do the best he could. He grew up on a farm as one of 10 children of parents who had come to this country to find more opportunities for their family. Tony learned at an early age what it meant to work hard, to be proud of your heritage and of your country. He learned the importance of family and the value of friendship. He was instilled with a belief of the Catholic faith that would be an influence on him throughout his life. I know I can recall instances of Tony expressing his displeasure at something that happened, or something that someone may have said or done, but there was never malicious intent to any of his comments or observations. That was never his style, to speak ill of someone in order to gain advantage for himself. He was proud without being arrogant. He had an opinion without being obnoxious. His love of family was always apparent in his words and actions. Tony and Jen raised 4 wonderful daughters. Though he was not one to offer excessive praise, there was never any doubt that when Tony spoke about these children, he took great pride in all they had accomplished in their life. The fact he was able to live over 9 years, despite what many would consider to be an overwhelming burden of having to raise 4 daughters, is a testament to his devotion to family and patience. Just think about how much time he must have spent waiting to get into the only bathroom in the house, with 5 women having their right of first call. He taught the girls about gardening, how to catch night prawns, how to bait a hook, how to glut the fish, how to untangle line. Oh, not so much that. And he also introduced them to horse racing and dog racing, and how to play cards. Of course, these were all attempts to try and encourage them to make good use of their time. However, when the girls eventually learned about the wonders and attractions of the mammal species, they became less interested in these earlier lessons. And then these activities were nearly forgotten when the girls were introduced to that most completely forgotten. When the girls were introduced to the most evil places, the shopping malls. Despite being a very smart man, Tony never understood the attraction of a shopping mall, and often remarked how it was unthinkable to him that a person could spend so much time and ultimately waste so much money looking for and buying things that he did not need, especially when the time could be better spent golfing, fishing, gardening, sharing stories, or maybe a shot of beer with friends. Tony was very proud of his Polish heritage, and his daughters learned the same pride through many of Tony's interests and actions. Polka music was frequently played on the family radio, prayers would be said, and Christmas carols would be sung in Polish. At family get-togethers, whether with his brothers and sisters or with in-laws, there was never lack of Polish language, food, and other things Polish that brought the heritage to their family. While he would not want to be the center of attention, Tony would willingly be a central part of all family activities. He would lead the singing on car trips between Pittsfield and Hammond. He would lead the parade, banging on the drum, at the kids' parade at family reunions, gladly participate in poker and pitch games at those same family events, was always ready to tell stories about his days as a kid on the farm, his time in the service, his trips to Bermuda to work, or to Canada, or Poland to visit family, or something that happened to someone at work, or the neighbor down the street. I'm sure everyone here could easily recall any number of stories Tony shared with us over the years. The stories and quite a few that got repeated, frequently produced lots of laughs for both Tony and the listeners. Family trips to visit aunts, uncles, or Hampton Beach, the reunions at Look Park, or to Davy and Joni in Connecticut, or for the Colossi homestead, also provided many opportunities for sharing the good times. Holidays were always prime occasions for getting together with other family members. Easter, the 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas were the main events. Each provided a special opportunity to share some laughs and spend some time with this interesting man. Tony always stayed current with the happenings of the world and enjoyed talking about sports, politics, business, or whatever the topic of his day was. He always had his own opinions, but was always interested in hearing what you thought on the same topic. We have lost a truly great character from our family, but he's not totally gone. I'm confident each of us who have had the privilege of knowing Tony and having him part of our life can find a memory, almost certainly allowing the story to carry in our hearts and minds. There were certainly enough family gatherings at the holidays or reunions for simple conversations that should spark a pleasant thought. Tony was so easy to talk with and to listen to. Anyone who is blessed with the opportunity to spend time with him will be able to recall at least one special memory, more likely several. It will be impossible to hold back his time. Tony was a terrific man, you know better for having had the opportunity to share his life. So Tony, as you look down on us today, please give Jenny a big hug. We love you and going to miss you, even though we can't predict the day of their arrival. Please stay to keep in the same room where the stories are being told. This is not goodbye. She taught us in Polish. She always said, don't be thankful. She'll be with you. Thank you for being here with us today.